Testing. Testing. Where's my microphone? There it is. Okay. Welcome, travelers, to another episode of the Accountability Art and Gamedev Gulag. Today I woke up late again because I stayed up late yesterday. Not good, but at least I managed to wake up in time. I'm still running low on hours of sleep, but I prefer waking up early. All right. Previously, on the previous episode, were we addressing? We had just finished making a quest line, and from what I remember, it had some rough edges, right? Like it was working, but it was not perfect. Well, guess what? When I was in class later that day, I was working on the games in class. I work on my games in class so I don't sleep, because it's been happening to me since a very long time ago, since high school, that I suddenly fall asleep in class, and the way I prevent that is by staying busy. If I just listen to the teacher, I'll fall asleep. So yeah, what I did yesterday was I fixed the issue with the dialogue not being ideal. This is full of stuff. Like you could see that in the transition with Amina, the NPC, spoke, and the dialogue for the that says, "Oh, you completed the game." There was a little glitchy thing, a little bug that made it look ugly. Nonetheless, it was functional. Well, I fixed that. There was a bug I detected as well. Okay, I guess it's better if I simply show you. If I simply show you this. But I might be using way too much RAM, so I'm gonna close the browser. And I'm gonna close Krita, so GDevelop can have all of the RAM. Hoping it will perform properly. Okay. Let's get in here. Welcome. First thing I need to do is go here, designate this as the start for all previews, and then bug 1 wasn't the dialogue, right? Let's go. I don't know how similar this was to what you saw yesterday, but here it is. When the command final dialogue is called, trigger once. You don't have to check if there's any dialogue currently running. You start from the branch called end, and I did modifications to that branch. Oh man, I'm still tired, but we can do this. Oh, what? Okay. If you see, as you can see, I no longer have goddamn. Instead, I rearranged things. My hero quest complete. Magic ass. And then in another line, final dialogue. And these commas to simulate the goddamn. That way, when I complete the quest, it doesn't show the goddamn for half a second. Okay. The next one was a bug that I was having on the gacha. Let's go there. Is it here? Gacha system. What was going wrong was here. This event specifically. What this is basically doing is, let me explain it from the beginning. Okay, wait. At the beginning of the scene, first off, clear whatever variables temp pool has. So it truly is a temporary pool. If that one button is pressed, you go back to the title screen. If the home button is pressed, you go to the title screen. For each character in the variable structure called player characters, store the child variable in child and store the name in variable 3 and do. For each variable, I mean, if the variable is not called empty or it's not called undefined, trigger once. Set temp name to variable 3, which will be the name of the player character name in the structure. Then in temp pool, this is going to be creating a child in temp pool. Temp pool right now is just a main structure, and by changing the variable, by saying the variable .owned, you are creating it. That's how it works here. When you mention a variable, you will it to existence. So you will that variable to existence, and you set it to whatever the player character owned status is on the original player character's status was either true or false, and then change the variable. The same thing, you will that type child called type to existence, and you call it character. Then you're gonna do the same for the skills structure. But as you can see, you are using the same structure called temp pool. So you are creating a pool. We are creating a pool which is a new variable structure made of characters and skills. Why do we need that? Because we're gonna roll from a gacha. If we click the left mouse button and we have more than 50 or more coins, player coins, and roll cooldown is false, then you set the character count to 0, you subtract 50 coins from player coins, and you set the roll cooldown to true, so you don't roll multiple times with a single click. And then for each child and temp pool, now that it's full of skills and characters, you're gonna store the child variable there and the name in variable, and do add one to. Sorry if I'm a bit slow. First of all, I'm not a computer expert. I'm just an artist. Second of all, I'm tired. I have a bit of diarrhea as well. So. Add 1 to character count. Then set random pick to random in range from 1 to whatever character count is. So if we have in the pool 50, it's gonna be 1 to 50, and this is gonna designate a number between 1 and 50. And then current index, set it to 0. What was current index for? I forgot, but it's important. It's important. Then a sub event for another one of these. For each child in tempool, it's important to not use the same variables as before. So it's child 2 and variable 2. And now change current index to 1. And when current index is equal to a random pick, you have rolled your character. Rolled character, you're gonna set it to variable 2. Variable 2, what was variable 2? The name of the rolled character. And then if tempool, the rolled character type is character, and the player character, this is from the original structure, roll character, as you can see, roll character is a variable, but you can make it, you can use it. It's complicated. I don't want to explain right now. It's not actually complicated. Well, it is complicated to me, and try to explain this to your grandmother. If your grandmother doesn't know about computers, it is complicated. So where was the bug? Here, for both characters and for skills. These two were not how they are right now. I changed them. I patched the bug, because it used to be, if tempool roll character is type is character and tempool roll character owned is true, then grant essence. And then if tempool roll character is skill and tempool roll character is owned, add 50 to essence. And that was not correct, because this shit up here is not properly copying things. I don't know what's going on. The shit that, dude, come on, I'm trying to show off. You are ass. These things, dot owned, are not working the way I expected them to work. So I just referred to the original structures, because before that, tempool character was not true. That's why when you rolled the default skills, the default character, you were not getting any essence. But now you're actually checking if you do have it. So now you are getting essence as soon as you roll it for the first time. And in case you didn't have the characters you rolled, you're gonna change the variable player character owned to true, player skilled. The skill, the true, whatever. Wait 1 second, and then roll cooldown, set it to false, so you can roll again. You can roll it once per second, in theory, because it's still a little buggy. It's not a perfect system, because I'm not a perfect coder. All this is something that I wouldn't come up on my own. This is something that I wanted in my game, but I didn't have any idea how to do. I had a bit of experience with using these loops that for each variable in the structure do this. So I asked ChatGPT, and it helped me create this. You would say, oh, vibe coding. Well, if you want to do something, don't let yourself be stopped. Like, yeah, don't waste the water of the world in creating stupid images, Studio Ghibli images. Don't use AI uncritically. I followed instructions. I did not copy and paste shit. I guess you could say it's vibe coding with extra steps. But my point is, if you want to do something, don't let the fact that you don't know stop you. Unless it's very important, like engineering or medicine. In a professional environment, you can do whatever. You can do anything. You can do everything. There's a clown running. There's a clown as president right now. I'm very political, but that's not the topic right now. The topic is, if you want to do, don't let yourself be stopped by anything. Just do it. Anyway, for the next thing that I made yesterday was the offline mode. Let's go there. Close this. Where is the skill select? Here it is. As you can see, it's a little different. It now has 2 more elements. It asks you online. Do you want online? And you can toggle this true or false. The code is quite simple, really. We go all the way down here. If you have not, if you press the skill and you have selected a skill which is equal to, if any of these is not 0, then check if we are online and if the player toggled the switch. How do we know he toggled the switch? Because when the toggle has been checked, change the variable online to true. If it has been unchecked, change it to false. So if the player toggled the switch, open the game lobbies. If either of these is true, we are not connected to the internet, or the player unchecked the toggle, then we just go directly, and that is how offline mode is made. Which will be a very, very solitary experience until I create a very smart AI that simulates players. But okay. Hey, what? I did not modify anything. Why are you asking me to save? I also made a universal UI home button. You probably saw it already. It's over here. It's not here? It's supposed to be here. It is supposed especially to be here in this screen. Oh, there it is. So when you click this, you go directly back to the main screen. Okay then. Now it's time for the biggest leap. For the biggest leap in the history of this game since the last time I had a big leap in history. It's gonna be a big milestone, but let's go. Let me show you what I'm up to. I know what I want, but I know that if I don't structure my ideas, it's gonna be painful. I wanted to create a shop with items, and I wanted the items to do things like power you up in different ways. Not just defense +5. No, like I want shit that is evident. Like, holy shit, he is walking and leaving a trail of fire behind or something like that. Or he has the Mario Kart turtle shell ring around him. Stuff like that. Or when he shoots extra projectiles. So now I asked ChatGPT. Oh no, you are shitting yourself. Okay, it is here. It's finally here. Should have known this was gonna be so slow. Okay, I think we are in. Huh? Where are we? Okay, I'm about to start the next major system. As you may remember, the game will feature a selected character with a selected version, if available, and a selected load of skills. I intend the game to have elements similar to a roguelike. Is my microphone properly placed? Okay. Put it here. How's it looking though? Testing. Okay, that's good. So there will be power-ups and special effects. Many of these power-ups, the scroll is huge, it's annoying. And effects will be granted by items, and these items will be obtainable by finding them on the arena as a quest reward, a drop, or in shops. As you can see, many systems are implied. The shop system, the powering of the stats of the character and of the skills, the added effects for skills and how they interact. What I mean by added effects is things from status effects, spawning environmental hazards, auras like spinning shell ring from Mario Kart, shooting special projectiles when casting skills, etc. Making the NPC the reward players, making the enemies and bosses spawn random power-ups besides the usual money or HP, MP, SP orbs. I feel like it's a huge thing and I don't know where to start grabbing it from. I need help planning for implementation. And this is what the machine told me. This is very important. And this is why I tell you again. When you want to do something, just do it. Just research it. Right now we have the artificial intelligence, but back then we had to Google shit. Now this is easy because it finds the information online, or it knows from the information it was trained on. It doesn't hallucinate as much, and it sorts it depending on what you ask. What I do ask of you, again, don't use AI uncritically. Many times I have been tempted to rely on AI for every little thing. I could have been like, hey, yo, my system is not working. My NPC is acting goofy, or I don't know how to fix my bug. Check my code and you tell me where my bug is. You gotta stay sharp. Because if you don't use the machine is gonna use you in ways that you don't even realize. And you're gonna lose your power. You're just gonna be the external hardware to the machine for the machine to operate. You need to be in control. You need to know your shit. You need to be creative, to try doing things first. As you can see, as just like with the rolling system, I have no idea how to start, so I'm asking the machine, and let's see what the machine tells me. You are right to pause here. What you're describing is not a core system. It's a stack of independent systems. And if you try to implement them in the order they appear in gameplay, you will get buried in edge cases very quickly. I wonder what he means by this. The correct approach, this is The correct way to approach this is from the lowest level abstraction upward, not from items or shopped downward. Below is a concrete implementation. Below is a concrete implementation-oriented plan for that fits develop your current variable-driven architecture and the roguelike goals you described. 1. Start with the effect system, not items, not shops or quests. I wanted to do the shops first. Turns out I shouldn't start from there. Everything you listed ultimately boils down to one thing. Something happens to the player or the world, sometimes temporarily, sometimes permanently. That something is an effect. Before you create items, shops, NPCs, rewards, drops, skills, modifiers, you need a unified effect model. 1.1 Define what an effect is conceptually. All this you could say, oh, these are fucking extra steps, just do shit. This is also part of game dev. You need to plan. You need to visualize things. You can't totally make a game without any of this. Just ball. But more often than not, and according to my experience, we will end up working double. Because we make things, turns out they either don't fit with the rest of the things that we make in the future, or we simply did it wrong. And it doesn't work. So planning ahead is useful to save yourself some calories. And a lot of time, of course. This is also part of game dev. Don't cast it aside. Define what an effect is conceptually. I hate how it scrolls so far. Oh, I have my touch screen. I totally forgot I could do this. An effect should answer, what does it modify? Stats, HP, damage, cooldown, speed, skills, extra projectiles, status chance, world, hazard, aura, summon, player state, invisibility, phasing, shield. 2. How it is applied. Instant, heal, burst damage, persistent, buff, aura, trigger, on hit, on kill, on cast, on damage taken. This is an idea I didn't have. Like, damn, I didn't think, but now I know that I can create an effect that is, when you are hit, you're gonna manifest a shockwave or something. It's a good idea. I like it. Sometimes an original copying machine will give you some ideas you didn't have, because since it's copying from other people, more often than not, it's copying from people that have more ideas or different ideas than you. 3. How long does it last? Permanent. Until death. Timed or conditional. This is also nice because if you grab an item, you could get a special effect. There's another idea that I didn't have. If you don't formalize this first, every new item will require custom logic and your project will slow down to a crawl. 2. Implement a generic effect registry. This part I'm having trouble understanding this part. But that's why I'm here, to understand it. You already understand variable structures well enough to do this clearly. Oh, do I? I guess I have to trust myself. 2.1 Global effect definitions. Read only. Create a global structure called, I create a global effect structure called effects, and we're gonna have the name of the effect, fire dot, type, status, triggers, on hit, duration 3, take damage 5, span aura, it's an aura, radius 64, damage per second 10, extra projectile, what is it? A skill modifier, count 1. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's a status, aura, or skill modifier, it all goes into effects. Is that what you mean? Truly is a dictionary. Key rule: this structure should never be mutated during gameplay. It is your rule book. Oh, I don't know about that because, for example, what if I want extra projectile to shoot one more projectile? Does it mean it has to stack? And if it has to stack, spin aura, when I stack it, its radius is gonna be 128 radius and 20 damage per second. I don't know. You can let the machine speak. You can let it give you advice, but it's up to you if you're gonna do it exactly as it is. Number 3, player effect state, and this is the real system. Each player instance should have something like player dot active effects. Okay, so this goes into the no, perhaps it should be a new structure, because if I were to use it on the original player characters or player structure, it would be kind of complicated, because those are supposed to be permanent, and if you're gonna be putting effects on and off, might get out of hand. Like, you get out of an arena, you will go to another one and you're still burning. I would rather avoid that situation. So it says, what effects does the player have active? Fire dot effect, fire dot remaining time. How do you make a remaining time child? Spin aura. Important: these entries are instants, not definitions. Oh, so you want me to create new childs on the fly? I hate doing that. That is, I feel like I shouldn't be messing with that type of magic. But okay. Important: these entries are instants, not definitions. Multiple instances of the same effect must be allowed. Okay, so this is the stacking I was worried about. You must be able to add, remove them dynamically. This system alone enables buffs, debuffs, item effects, skill augments, environmental hazards, boss mechanics. Create an effect processing loop. Core runtime. What is a core runtime? This is, I guess, basic computer shit, but I don't understand. Core, I guess it's like important. It's the main thing. But runtime, what is runtime? And why is my website? Why is my tab still loading? This is crazy. Anyway, this is the real engine piece that you should build. Every frame on X seconds loop player active effects for each. What? For each active effect, look up effects, apply logic based on its type, reduce time. Damn. Okay, you're giving me a very specific way to do things, and I don't know if I like it. I prefer using a when this is this skill active, or you grab an item and something toggles. Now it's on, and when it's on, it's gonna refer to the added effect, to the new effect logic. What does the new effect logic say? It's gonna do this, it's gonna do this, and it's gonna run out in X seconds, or when you do this, or when this happens. And when that happens, toggle the effect off, and now you no longer have it. I prefer that. I don't know which is better, but I prefer that, because Perhaps it's similar, perhaps it's easier this way, but I don't like it. I feel comfortable using loops. Not because any technical thing like, oh, loops are actually bad for your system or something like that. No, I simply feel like this magic is a bit overkill. Though it could be a good opportunity to feel comfortable using this kind of spells. We love casting spells. Like, you could have done it more easily. Why did you choose to loop it? Because we love casting spells. This is where DOT takes our damage stat multiplier cooldown modifiers are actually executed. Once this works, everything else becomes data. Stats should be calculated, not stored. What do you mean by this? Do not permanently mutate base stats, of course not. For this, before reading further, I was thinking, for example, the player has a base armor of 0. I should make a variable for the character that can be modified. What the fuck? That can be modified. So when you grab an armor enhancing power up, let's say it gives you 50% damage reduction, then it's gonna go to the variable that stores that kind of boost, and then the player will have an event that runs at all times that it says player armor is equal to whatever base armor plus the modifier, the boost, the variable, which in this case would be 0.5. That's a lot of nonsense rambling. Let's get to it. Let's get to the good stuff. Do not permanently mutate base stats. Instead, do player base stats, player derived stats. Okay. Perhaps this is exactly what I was talking about. You think you're so smart. Nah, the machine said it first. Derived stats is recalculated from base stats, active effects, passive skills, items held. Okay, it's a little bit more complicated than what I was talking about, because it's not just. It's a whole ass formula. Like, just one boost is not gonna be enough to explain shit. Active effects, for example, from skills also will give an armor boost. Passive skills, items held. Okay. This avoid stacking bugs, permanent corruption. Why is my speed 900? 900 is not that fast. It's a little bit over double the speed. Well, that could be huge, actually. Okay. Now define the items. An item should be nothing more than a structure with a name, rarity, and what effects does it have. When picked up, initiate the listed effects. Add them to player active effects. No item specific logic, no item specific events. This is critical for scalability. Shops become trivial after this. A shop does not care about effects, it only cares about present item IDs. Check currency, grant item. Granting an item, applying its effects. This is why shops should never be implemented first. Shit, that's what I wanted to do first. Skills use the same effect system. Your skill casting logic should ask, do any active effects modify this cast? Examples: extra projectiles, status application chance, area enlargement, penier enlargement, on-cast spawns. This avoids hard-coding skill variants. Oh, yeah, that is. something that I hate doing and that I was about to do. NPC rewards and drops are just sources. NPCs, bosses, quests, and enemies should only do grant currency, grant item ID, grant effects directly for unique cases. I cannot visualize this in my mind. But okay, they should not contain gameplay logic themselves. Suggest an implementation order, very important. If you want to stay manageable, do it in exactly this order. Damn. The burn directive. Effect definition structure. Player active effects runtime system. Effect processing loop. Derived stat calculation. Single effect test. Wait, I'm reading without processing in my brain. Effect definition structure. So yeah, this is the dictionary. Player active effects runtime system. I'm a little bit skeptical of this, but we'll see. You say I had to do it exactly in this order. Effect processing loop. This 2 and 3 are the ones that are giving me a little bit of the chills. 4, derived stat calculation. 5, single test effect. Example, plus move speed. Single test item that applies it. Okay, so it wants to start small. Okay. Single test shop or drop. Expand the dong. Expand effects, expand items, expand sources. If you skip 3 or 4, everything later will be painful. 3. Effect processing loop. Oof. Why this matters? Why this matches your game vision? This supports roguelike randomness, multiple playstyles, PvP and PvE coexistence, non-combat utility builds, future content without refactors. Also, and most importantly, you will be designing data, not finding logic. Whatever. I'm already tired. I'm already mentally tired. But what I know is that I need to make first a structure that defines the possible effects. So let's get to it. Why is it red? I have not modified a single thing. Hey, wake up. Is it because of my browser? Look, man. Stop loading. That's enough. You don't need to do all that. Let's go. I guess it's gonna be a global variable. Collapse that. And let's make a new structure. Effect dictionary, I'm gonna call it that. And it's gonna be a structure. First children will be. Okay, so we go directly to the effects. What are the effects called? I need one type of effect for each thing. I feel like I'm following this blindly, and it's not. I don't feel it's very clear. But let's roll with it. Okay. First skill will be speed boost. No capital letters because I know that's gonna be annoying later. Next one, Speed boost. Speed boost. No, speed boost. There. Then what else? Armor boost. Or these two are for what the fuck? Can you do your job? Damn. These two affect the player's stats. This one affects a very basic stat, which is the movement. This one affects a behavior, which is the health behavior. Now we need something different. We need a fire aura. This one will do something. This one will make the spinny thing. Okay, all these should be structures. Right. Next one should be Venom touch. That is gonna be for when the player attacks something, it could do extra damage. Venom touch. There we go. What else? We need something that creates an environmental hazard. Water puddle for electric skills. Structure. What else? What other ideas do we have? Repost. Revenge. I'll call it revenge attack. The one that hits the enemy upon being hit. You know, it reminds me of that one skill, that one chip in Mega Man Battle Network called what was it? Anti-damage, I think it was. But in this case, you will take the damage. Revenge. Revenge what? Revenge thing. What else can we have? We have stats. Oh, extra projectile, yeah. Fire projectile. That one's for when you... Oh, you know what? This is gonna be painful to do. Because the more skills I make, the more I have to click. But I have an idea. Ah, this bitch. What else? I think we have everything. Everything we needed. Okay. Armor boost. What is the next thing I forgot? See how following guidance from the machine. Well, at least what it does to me is I'm no longer thinking critically. I'm just following orders. No idea if this is efficient, but I have my doubts. Of course, the type is a status. Damn. Do I need to say it? Okay. Here we go again. This is boring as shit. I want to go into drawing already. Bro, come on. Type. And type is gonna be a text. What else? Duration. I feel like many of these are kind of nonsense. I don't feel too strong about what I'm about to do. But it does make sense. It does make sense. Fuck. I hate this so much. I'll just close it and open it on my phone or something, because how does opening a browser... Well, to be fair, browsers are assholes. They do whatever they want with your resources. I'll just finish that shit and get to drawing, because, man, I feel like I haven't done anything besides drawing. Okay, I'm on my phone now. Hurry up. Okay. Yeah, I should have known. Technology shows off how it can rebel when one needs it most. Armor boost, duration, type, boost, boost. Holy shit! You're supposed to be better now. What's going on? I might need to restart my GDevelop. This is stupid. See? Holy shit. Apply, close it. No, save and close, because this is nonsense. What do you mean I have to wait 4 seconds each time I want to make a move? Get real. Done. Get out of here. Here we go. Me. At every moment. Also, these, I've been thinking. Yeah, they're funny. They're third worldly. Yeah. But some of these, the ones where people are pointing at you at the camera and being showing the yeah, that, for example, that cat, the LGBT flag, those are, I don't agree, and I didn't agree with them before, but it was funny. It's hard to explain how it was funny, how people were so creative with these, but I will remove them. I will find better things. I will do better from now on. Because I don't agree with gay being an insult. But there is no simple. There's no flag to say, "Are you stupid?" Oh, perhaps there is. There are some flags. I know a couple. I don't mean to say, oh, people from a certain part of the world are stupid. No, I mean more like ideological flags. But that now is not the time. I don't know where we are, but I just need to access the global variables. So any entrance will do. This will do. Give me in. Oh, I forgot to open the task manager. So whatever crypto miner was busy, now it can hide from my eye. Still slow, still bad. Oh man. Some days it's hard to code on stream, but we advance nonetheless. Don't let anything bring you down. Okay, we are back. Boost, armor boost, duration type. What else am I missing? I'll think about it later. Next, fire aura. Scale modifier. Oh man, what the fuck? Perhaps the variable screen is one of the most resource demanding in the entire engine. Type, text, duration. Has to be a number, yeah. Damage. There. Fire projectile. Type. Text. Duration. Hey bitch, what are you waiting for? Number modifier. Why not another name? Well, that's the first one that came to mind. There. Revenge. Type and duration are going to be like universal here. Shit, this is so painful, bro. Damage. That's enough. Speed boost. This is melting my brain. What if I do this first? 1, 2, 3. Typo. Duration. Boost. 2 more. 1, 2, 3. Type. Duration. Damage. I want to get out of here. Please, I want to get to drawing. Water puddle. 1, 2, 3. I have no idea how this is. Okay, type. Duration. Number of puddles? No, more like puddle scale. Okay, I don't want to be here. Let's get out. I want to do something fun in the game, not this shit. Perhaps I should work on the other game. Okay, we'll do the following. Save, let's draw, and if I feel better, if I feel good, we'll return to it. Or maybe later, I have the entire day. It's Saturday. Yippee! Well, that saves. Open CRITA. Boom. Saved, properly saved now. It's a matter of waiting now. Alright, we were here. Close the develop. We are done. Oh, it closed without asking me anything. All right. What was I on about yesterday? I wanted to make her look more dangerous, but round shapes or friend shapes is what I heard. Ah, it's burning my ass. There. Also, she needs more hair because she's an Ojosa. She needs more hair. But I have a problem called... Oh wait, I do have the original, yeah. Where's the line art? What is that? Okay. What? What is this? Oof. Okay. Copy it, just in case something goes terribly wrong. And let's get to it. Make it huge. Make it huger. More huger. I don't think you're understanding the scale of what I want. There we go. Also, perhaps I should be using this one instead because that one isn't gonna give me trouble later. Make it smaller. Okay. Turn the other one on. Transparent. From this, I shall make the new face. What was the correct size? Oh, wrong date. I guess 5 is fine. The chin is right there. Like that. She does look more pointy now, but a little bit, first of all, a little bit asymmetrical. Second, a little bit too sharp. Already making a mess, dude. But don't give up. You don't gotta be perfect. You just gotta do it. There we go. We're not here to be perfect, we're here to create. That'll help. That's what helps me. Shape. Oh no, I didn't. That didn't have to be shaped. This could be improved though. This improved as well. And those sleeps gotta be longer. Now, yeah, I need a6. 5 is not thick enough. 6, do not say it. Perhaps a7? Oh no. Yeah, that 7 is the right shape. I mean the right size. Oops. Now it looks shitty, but again, it is what it is. We are here to create, not to make it perfect. Ugh. Yeah. This hoodie is whack, but okay. Whoa, that looks very bad. Perhaps she would benefit from a bit of drawing her lines here. That is not gonna work. It's not gonna look perfect. I can already see it coming. But I'm tired. I'm not doing it. Oh, yeah, that looks pretty nice. I don't want to flip it because I know it looks like shit. So it's just gonna stay there. I'll get the easy things out of the way first. This sleeve. There. There. Sleeves are ready, and then the hair. I'll still bet on the wavy hair. Blonde wavy is something you don't see too often, I think. And if it is, I don't care because I feel extremely drawn to it. So she's gonna have huge hair. These lines look like shit. Do not let yourself be discouraged. You can do anything you want. Oh, you know what would be nice? If she had if her hair was tied here. There's gonna be two of them. One and two. I was seeing yesterday on Facebook how some Japanese people were saying, oh, you see how this new Jujutsu Kaisen episode is so highly rated and praised overseas. Clearly means we are very different and we cannot coexist. We must close the borders. While we Japanese look at the content and the work as a whole, the Westerner just says, "Ooga booga, nice animation." They just see the movement. And while that is a lot of bullshit and I don't agree with it, I am remembered once again that even though I love watching anime, my creations should not be entirely, well, yeah, of course I'm gonna have Japanese anime influence, but I shouldn't try to be anime. Even if I like the anime style, if I am inspired by anime, I shouldn't try to be anime. I should try to make stories. I should try to make stuff for my culture. And it's hard because in the third world, the people who have access to stuff from outside think they're some hot shit because they know something others don't, and that is very stupid. I think if you know a language, you should use it to bring the good stuff in and to make other countries spend money for you. I'm not being nationalist, but what I mean to say is, just because you speak English doesn't mean you have to talk like a Redditor or like a 4chaner or have their same opinions. Just because you like anime and want to create doesn't mean you have to use the same exact tropes in the same exact ways. Just take inspiration. Be your own self. Don't be a fucking sheep. You can do better than that. Oh, that is terrible. What? 8 a.m. already? It is 8 a.m. Incredible. We advance nonetheless. What I was saying? Yes, I was saying. So going back to the thing with the Japanese man. Um, yeah, we may have a lot of different tastes, but just like they create anime for the Japanese audience, you and I should also create for our audience. And you know what? Perhaps not even that. Perhaps you should just create for yourself. Like, oh, I want to be famous. I want to be discovered. Okay, then find an audience, bend, do whatever makes the audience clap. But as an artist, perhaps I may not be successful, but I'm doing what I want. And when I'm further ahead, I will be still doing what I want. And even if I become successful, I will continue to do what I want. I don't want to bend to whatever requirement, whatever canon is asked of me. I want to make stories that satisfy me. Oh, that's empowering talk, but that's very... I'm always fighting my demons. But that's very idealistic in this world. If you want your shit to be noticed and appreciated, you gotta give some... You gotta reach a compromise between what you want and what the audience wants. Sure. And perhaps this way of thinking of mine is a sort of defense mechanism, because I don't truly believe in my art path. I don't truly believe that this will make me famous or rich or is gonna pay for my food or other expenses. So I just say, well, I don't care about the audience anyway. I just create for myself. It would be nice, of course, to be able to create and be paid for it. But if I'm gonna be successful, I'm gonna be successful on my terms, not others. That looks pretty good. We don't even need that anymore. We don't need that layer anymore. What is this even? What are all these? Oh. This can easily be down there. And now... Oh no, wrong one. So yeah, maybe I should not say fuck the viewer. Oh, wrong thing again. Maybe I should consider making something for a specific audience if I want to... my dream to give me money someday. But again, wait, this was supposed to be wide. What happened? Okay, whatever. Then again, don't instrumentalize your whole life just because capitalism asks of you to make money of every aspect of your existence. That is one point. is one thing to take into account. Wow, she looks amazing now. Wow, wow, wow. Real main character energy right here. Should those be bright? Yeah, this is very, very nice. The shoes could use a rework, but it's fine. That's fine. Okay. Select this. Grab the airbrush. Grab the pink. Oh, too transparent. There. Perhaps being true to myself and not whoa. Oh, okay. I understand what happens. Being true to myself and also being successful is not mutually exclusive. Perhaps I should believe in my path, like believing that I can make a living out of doing what I want. What is this? Hide. I really need to believe in myself. That is something that has been stopping me from truly living life. Oh, it worked. Like damn, I got my brain washed, but all that stuff of damn, you gotta study something that gives you money. Art doesn't give you money. The road ahead is too complicated. This and that. What? There's still more? Where is it coming from? Oh. Come with me. And that I think it has prevented me from reaching my full potential. Dude, what is this? Row 2 then. That's why I started sort of strong this year. That's why I'm trying to stream every day. Trying to believe in my path. Bro, what the fuck? Okay, I have a better idea for you. I have an offer you cannot refuse. There we go. And there's yellow. The yellow circle is finally gone. These two should be combined. Combine. Hide. This can go. Remove. Control 3. There. Much better. Okay. But we're not done yet. We need to make a few more lines. I heard I need to make more YouTube shorts, but oh man, editing is so ass. so ass. I hate editing, and that includes simply cropping videos. I'll give it a try. I know what I must do. I'll try to do it. But damn. Yeah, you mean to tell me the less editing you make, the less chances for success? What about Penguinzo? The Penguinzo just sits and says, the X situation is crazy. Oh, that looks nice. I was missing that one. Finally, the moment of truth. Is it gonna be pink? Yep, it's gonna be pink. It was simply that. Another black. What in the tarnish? Nah, it looks kind of weird actually. This is better. And then color it pink. Now she looks way more dangerous. Like there's points, more points. Her face is no longer friendly. Though, perhaps it's too long. Her face is a what in the? Okay. Perhaps I can do some improvements here. If I move the mouth up there. Yeah, that makes her look more youthful. But a higher mouth is a prideful mouth. So if I move it up here, she will be even more prideful. See, she already looks like a brat. Correction is needed. There. Much better. But since this is supposed to be more elaborate drawing, why not go all the way and give her shading and highlights, all the complete package, just to feel good after how stressing the game thing was. Let's do it. Starting with the hair, because I'm excited to do stuff to the hair. From here, fucking hell, stop it. 0.1, foreground color, and outline and no outline. We're going for an orange, orang. how it is. Ooh, that is nice. Did I paint? No, I did not paint there. Yeah, boy, that is amazing. That is looking great. I think I'm losing the form. Okay. And I'm gonna need a bit of correcting here. Wrong pencil, this one. There. Wow. Oh. But we're not done yet. Now for the highlights. The highlights are gonna be more approaching the green and lighter. Yeah, that is good. I don't have time to become better. I gotta trust myself that this will be enough. Now her hair looks a bit like a weird material. But hey, that's how it is. There, I think the hair had enough. Now for the pink things. She is looking great, so this deserves a happy. Which one was happy? It was this one? Oh. Oh, that's sad. Oh, this is happy. No, what? Shocked? Shocked? Oh, the tarnation. That finally, that is happy. Okay, that's enough happiness. This one will go. Considering the light is cold, the shadow should be darker and more orange. Like that. That line, not too convinced by it. Not too convinced by it. That is nice. I like it. Good stuff, good stuff. Then these. Okay. Should be that way. Even smaller, actually. Like that. Damn, that is beautiful. What else? I think that's all. Next, the leggings. And give it a little color and a little bit more. make it a little bit darker. And we have yep, that is great. Well, that was fast. Next, the white things. Mr. White. I feel much better than when I was doing the G-develop thing. Perhaps I was putting some unconscious resistance. Should be careful with that. I want to create. I shouldn't be so resistant. Sometimes I'm a rebel unnecessarily. That is nice. Oh wait, I forgot that part. And the skin, almost forgot. The skin and the eyes as well. Perhaps she reminds me a bit of that princess, blonde princess from Katanagatari. But that's the point, she gotta look like that. Okay, her skin is like this. We're gonna go more red, increase the color. There. This is for the clavicles. Well, there was not much to do here. Highlights. Shiny forehead. No, the shine should be higher up here. Blush. if she has a blush, she won't look as menacing. She already doesn't look that menacing. But damn, she has a lot. In my opinion, she has a lot of personality. Damn, yeah, that's nice. So now some highlights for the eyes, but that has to be in a separate new layer on top of the line art, because otherwise it's gonna be under the black lines, and that is not ideal. No, make it a bit bigger. 1, 2, 1, 2. Damn, very cute, very nice. If you don't pay attention to the details, she looks great. Maybe I should end the stream on a good note, because I feel pretty good after making this one. I'll probably be back later, so we'll continue working on the game. Which, by the way, that's not the game I should be working on. I'm just working on that. I don't know why, because I've been flowing so nicely lately with that game, with the multiplayer game. But I should be instead working on the other game, the one that I showed like 3 days ago. I'll get back to it later. For now, I feel happy with this. I feel satisfied with my progress. Perhaps not as much with what I did and on the game like an hour ago, but I'll be back to it. Don't worry about it. For now, we're good. I was at first it was a little bit stressful, because being tired doesn't pair too well with studying and following instructions, at least for me. But the drawing really saved it. The drawing really saved both the stream and my mood. So I'll be back later. Remember to never let your dreams just be dreams. You gotta make them a reality. Believe in yourself. Believe in your art path. That's all these words of encouragement are from me. If you want to take them, you can take them, but they are for me. The winter dream is real, and the fun never ends. See ya, Space Cowboy.